You know,
Hey,
see anyone
thank
go to
you.
school?
I'm good.
Okay.
You out in Lafayette.
Thank you.
Oh, you stayed in Louisiana, went to college.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know where you went to college.
Yeah. You know, nobody wanted me, man. So I went and walked on, bro.
You walked on, really?
I walked on, man. Walked on, Dick, and Joe gave me a 1 week trial, bro. Told me to don't bring too many clothes. You got 1 week. I ran the 40, bro. Well, you know, I was running back in high school. So that was the thing, you know, by the time I came, you know, you made it hard for me, brother. When you, Jan, they want everybody to look like you, dog. I'm like 5'4", 120 pounds. They want somebody 6 foot 190, you know?
120 pounds.
Yeah.
6'3", not 6'1".
No, I say, wait, you 6'1"?
I'm 6'3".
All right, dog. All right. I ain't gonna take 3 inches off you. I ain't gonna do
Don't make me short. I'm already getting shorter now.
Oh, no. What's wrong with being a short man?
Hey, that just ain't me.
Oh, hey, you know you always have a job. You sure you can work for the circus?
Boy, you crazy.
Hey,
All right, let's get this interview started.
He's got that Derrick Henry build.
That boy big. He bigger than me.
Oh no, Dick had that stiff arm. I tell you that. You definitely had that. You had that. I tell you that.
Didn't I use that stiff arm CNN when I used it?
Used to use
you gonna realize hit him with that stiff arm.
Yeah, hey, they talking about Derrick Henry. I said, y'all need to put out some old Eric Dickerson film, bro. Yeah, you used to use it, cuz. Yeah. So I tried it one time and broke my collarbone.
That time I ran over you from the back. You said, God damn, you got your arm.
Like the whole dome fell on me, dog. Hey, I stopped blocking for you then. I said, bro, it don't make no sense to block for him because he gonna run over me.
Got my co-host joining us right now. My guy, Manic Milligan. He played with San Diego, the Chargers.
Hey, Zach, do you know who Clarence Verdun is? Do you know that name?
Not off the top of my head. Panic, how's it going?
You got to Google him.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hey, it's a blessing to have all you guys here.
Yeah. My honors. How y'all doing today?
Good.
Got a whole cast here.
You got more people coming. Terry coming on too. I just thought we'd make it interesting. Terry talk way more than everybody.
Got a whole cast. But Eric and Harvey, how did you guys first meet?
Me and Harvey? I met Harvey on a recruiting trip. When I SMU recruited me. Harvey took me out on my recruiting trip. That's how I met Harvey for the first time. You know, I'd heard about Harvey even at Cashmere. You know, when you play Texas high school football, you kind of know all the players. I mean, he was there a little older than you. Cashmere was really good back in those days. So we knew about Cashmere Rams. And I used to like their logo. You know, I like the Tigers, they were the Rams. But I met him on my recruiting trip, and you know, we hit it off. And I mean, that was one of the reasons I came. Harvey recruited me to come to SMU, kind of sold me on the school, even though I really wanted to go to Oklahoma. But you know, he gave me a good trip. He didn't give me all the money that he gave me. But yeah, we had a good visit.
Definitely. So walk us through the rattlesnake experience, going to catch rattlesnakes.
Wow. How hard I was telling I would go catch rattlesnakes, you know. In the country, man, and anybody who's from the country, you know, you be from the country, man, it's all kind of stuff in the country. And ain't much to do. So I mean, I used to keep rabbits and all that kind of stuff.
Hey, Clarence, I went to visit Eric in Sealy. And so I'm thinking we might go horseback riding, go push over some cows, do something that you do in the country, chase some chickens. Man, we were looking for snakes, hunting snakes. Hey, come on now. Black folks hunting snakes?
Yeah.
But that's what we were doing. We was in the woods, got the sticks and trying to play the snake.
That tell you why he always had them snake shoes on.
Yeah, exactly. So Zach, that's what Eric did. Because I was his host when he came to SMU to visit. And so I came back to visit him in Sealy, and that's where we went. I wanted to go horseback riding. I wanted to go look for some stuff. That was our weekend, okay?
So the Pony Express at SMU, how was that going against that in practice, Harvey?
What? We didn't get a chance to hit Eric. Man, we would have killed them.
Oh God.
So to answer that question, I mean, they wouldn't allow us to hit Eric or Craig. They had yellow jerseys. And so that meant on red jerseys. They had some jerseys on saying that you couldn't hit them. But man, we would have killed them. But going against our offensive line, yeah, we used to. But people talk about Eric and Craig and on Express. People, they don't realize how good we were.
Right, dude, read your text, will you? It's not easy being.
So it was a treat when we finally got to play Eric.
No, that's
real
true.
life.
That's true what he said. Except we didn't have no yellow jerseys on. Harvey had the red jersey. You couldn't hit nobody. You wouldn't remember. You couldn't take no hits. You know, hit you.
Oh gosh.
But that's right. I mean, I think people really think about the Pony Express and they get caught up on that. But I had a conversation with a guy yesterday.
It's not easy being your phone's message notification system.
And that defense we had was nasty. I mean, really nasty. And they were dirty too. So even they would be dirty with us. That's the killing part. We're on the same team. They'd be dirty with us. But we didn't go against each other. You know, we had those, what was it called? The red blue game or the red white game?
Yeah, like a spring game. But
that was the only time they got a chance to hit us. You know, they would have certain, and look like I'm always going against the #1 defense. You know, that's what got me. You know.
And let me tell y'all this: it was a quick whistle when Eric was running the ball against our defense. I mean, you get ready to wrap and hit, and no, you weren't gonna get a chance to take him to the ground. Hey, Clarence, Zach, they would blow the whistle. I'm talking about.
So that just wasn't with the coach, bro. That's what through college too. Look, hey, I told y'all. I think I told Dick when I first got to the coach. You know, we running. So man, about 3 weeks into the season, I said I'm gonna go talk to Ryan Meyer. You know, and see, you know, we're gonna throw the ball a little bit. I'm running all these 9 routes. So I go to his office, man. I knock on the door. He told me to come in. I'm like, Coach, you know, they said, what you want? He called me shit face. What you want, shit face? I said, man, I just want to know, Coach, are we gonna throw the ball here? I mean, are we gonna throw the ball? He said, did what he say? He said, who the hell we got in the backfield? I said, we got Eric Dickerson. He said, well, goddamn, we're gonna run it till you get tired. You just catch one. That's what you do. I'm like, damn, dog. I said, we're gonna run it till Eric get tired. When he decide not to run it, then we may throw the ball. You know, and I changed that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that Joker, man. Yeah, Ryan Meyer, some love for you, bro. Hey,
CNN, do you remember this? I gotta tell this story. Do you remember the time we were sitting in practice? We were practicing. Well, no, I can't talk about it. No, we'll talk that private.
Oh, we want to hear about.
That's private.
You're not messing up your format on what you were trying to accomplish. I just thought I know Clarence will bring some flavor to this Zoom chat.
Hey, many blessings. Hannick, you have a question for him?
Yeah, how y'all doing? How was it? I know in practice, was there any kind of heated exchanges where y'all get into it, get upset and turn into a brawl?
Oh, all the time. Yeah, I had a fight almost every other day in practice with Ben which is probably one of my better friends nowadays. And they had us on Channel 8, whatever news station they had, and I threw my helmet at him. So to answer that question, our practice was very, very, very heated. And there was a lot of frustration, emotions flying, and helmets as well. So yeah, it was in training camp, it was always fights. And even in the regular season. Oh yeah.
Well, in college, I'd say no. We didn't really fight. Did you have fights in college? Well, we didn't have fights in college.
No, we never. No. I don't remember having fights in practice in college. Mm-hmm. But in the pros, yeah, even in Philly and with the coach, oh yeah.
Well, I take that back.
He was getting into it with the cornerbacks at times.
I think you were gone, Harvard, at that. Yeah, it was my senior year, and you remember Clarence McDade?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me and Clarence McDade got into it.
Really?
Yeah, McDade hit me out late, real late. Man, I got up and I told him, I said, I'm gonna get your ass. I'm gonna get your ass after we get out of practice. we didn't fight, but man, I'm gonna get his ass. Man. That was the only time I ever had an altercation at practice. At SMU, they didn't hit us in the much. And in the pros, well, they didn't hit me in the pros either. They couldn't hit us in the pros.
Well, they couldn't hit you. They couldn't hit Eric in the pros.
They didn't hit you either. They didn't hit you either. What you talking about?
Shit, I ran out of bounds all the time. You didn't hit Eric, but you had to respect Eric though, because when I really respected, man, I never forget that we used to run the 40, before the season. And man, we out there and I'm stretching all night, getting ready. Cause I think I'm gonna run a 4.2. I say I'm gonna show everybody off. And man, all of a sudden we getting ready, and all of a sudden I see this guy on a bike, on a 10-speed bike that's riding around the track. I'm like, man, who is this? Everybody, I guess Eric Dickerson, you know, that's Eric Dickerson. So after everybody ran their little 40, man, and Coach Ryan Meyer told Eric, you ready? Eric like, yeah, he came, got off the bike, stretched a little bit, went, ran. Joker ran like a 4.3. Never forget, he looked at it, he said 4.3, 4.32. He put his shoes back on, got on his bike, went back to the dorm. Ryan Meyer looked at the rest of the players. He told the rest of the running backs, said, look, if y'all don't run better than 4.32, just keep on going. We don't need you. And he cut everybody. They cut everybody except Albert Bentley. I said, God, man, this dude go. But that's when I really knew how fast he was. And also against Tampa, the night we played Tampa, Halloween night. And I tried to catch him when he broke down the middle of the field. And I was like, bro, this dude Eric Bentley, bro, because I read about him in high school, 10-1, 10-200 meters, man. I'm like, there ain't no way. But yeah, you was special, bro.
Thanks, man. I take pride in being fast.
So how did that competition and practice transition onto the field against your opponents? Did it help y'all, got y'all on that level of practice just like the game?
Well, for me, I can say for me, I think every guy on this call, I think, you know, Clarence and other guys I played with, and Harvey, you know, it was about winning for us. I mean, I hated losing, man. I mean, I was just going back to high school. I mean, I started winning when I was in 7th grade. You know, we lose a game in 7th grade, 8th grade, and then I moved to Boston. We lost. We lost some games, and I always hated losing. I mean, we won a state championship my senior year. Oh, did y'all win a state championship, Harvey?
You trying to be funny, Eric? No. We always lost the coordinator. We was always in high school. I lost 3 games. It was all in the playoffs. That's it. That's how good.
Hey, well, that's what you're supposed to win. That's what you're supposed to win.
Well, yeah, that's why I would say something very choice word, but I'm trying to be Christ-like today.
Man, we love it. We love it.
But you know, from practice, man, just to be brief on this, from practice to game, you know, we always had an attitude about we want to win. We want to be the best. So yeah, we try to transition from the way we practice, the way we're gonna play. It didn't always happen that way, but we always had the attitude, hey man, bust our tails in practice, do the same in game time. And whether we had a bad practice or not, we still came into the game thinking about we have a chance to win.
Definitely. So basically, practice is like a game mentality, game time mentality. So y'all could made that transition easy when the game came up.
Yes, because like see, nowadays, you can only hit what 8 times for the whole year.
It's 2-hand touch.
On Wednesday, we were full goal. On Friday, we had goal line. I mean, we actually had goal line on Fridays for the defense. Of course, Eric and them will come in. But for our second and third string running backs, we trying to kill them.
Yeah, I remember, you know, going to them competitions, especially in training camp. You know, like you said, you're not able to hit Eric and things like that. That's how it was with LT. So, you know, when I was coming in and playing from college, my mentality was, like you said, I hate to lose. So, you know, we ain't no coming in. We try to make the team. We try to do what we can to get better. And that's, you know, we got a lot of lessons learned from trying to hit LT. Trust me.
Yeah, you'll get cut trying to, if you hit Eric or even one of our quarterbacks. Don't be a 3rd or 4th string. You might not make it.
I don't know how the quarterbacks we had. Shit.
I'm thinking about see this saying what I'm thinking. I said the quarterback we had to got to get
Which one you take? I say, shit. Talking about Hogaboot, Joe Ferguson. That joke was so old, man. He was trimming, bro. I'm like, man, what's wrong with you? Why are you trimming like that, dude?
What was the other quarterback name? How we first?
Hugaboon, Joe Ferguson. We had
Chris Chandler.
The guy Brandon Wishbone. We bought him in.
Jack Trudeau.
Jack Trudeau. Yeah, Jack. You didn't play Jack Trudeau.
Yeah, Jack Trudeau. Chris Chandler. Jeff George.
Yeah, Jeff George. That's what I'm trying to think of.
I'm gonna tell you though, man. Jeff George was a talented quarterback.
Oh man.
You have the right person. I mean, see, I really believe that. I mean, Jeff, he can make all the throws, but
All of them.
you know, when you don't have you got a young quarterback and he's really kind of coaching himself, nobody teaching.
All right, dude, read your text, will you? It's not easy being your phone's message notification system.
You know the bad thing though, Dick?
What?
A trivia question for $1,000. Who was our quarterback coach back then?
I can see his face, but I can't think of his name. Did he coach receivers too, kinda?
I don't even know who the hell he was myself.
You know, man.
Dude, that show you.
I know his name. I can think of his name, but I can see his face.
I couldn't tell you who. I mean, that show you why Jeff George the way he was. I mean, we had nobody coaching. But, yeah, whoever the coach was, I think Chip Myers was the coach or something. I don't know.
Man, I don't know.
So let's get Kurt involved and Terry involved. How did you guys get involved with football?
Well, you don't know more about me, Terry? Well, I'm from Alabama.
Yeah.
And that's where probably the heart of football is at.
Whatever. Stop it. Come on, Terry. Come on now. It's how the football is.
And I had to give Dick a little credit because that's my boy, him and heart. You know, Dick took me down to secretly texting with him. I can see why he could run so fast. He wouldn't have just run, but run the cows.
And snakes.
And snakes. But no, I grew up down in Fairhope, Alabama, down by Daphne. That's where quarterback just retired is going to be coaching football at the play with Phillip Rivers.
Yes, sir.
And I played Fairhope High School. Leon Lett played the same high school I went to. Leon told me one time, he came to one of my games. I'm older than Leon, and I had 7 quarterback sacks in one game, and then turn around. And he came and said, next day, he said, everybody wanted to be like somebody. He said, I go in the backyard and I be Terry Bowler. So I left, and this is a true story. Didn't get recruited by one college out of high school. Cousin come down and recruit me from California. He's an actor. I go out to California. He said, how in the hell you got to stay out there? I play linebacker. And I ran like a 4.5. Best 40 I ever ran was like a 4.48. And so I'm about 6'5". And go to California, go to junior college, USC, UCLA, San Diego State, Coach Steve Schaefer. You remember him, Dick Schaefer?
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, he sent me to junior college up in Visalia, California. My running back roommate broke all O.J. Simpson junior college record. Of course, his name was Darryl Minor from Compton, California. Go to junior college one year, California. And then first year in JUCO, I get recruited by every school in the country. So I stayed. I want to take a trip back to the East Coast. So I went to Cal Berkeley, went to San Jose State. I went to USC, and I went to UCLA up on the Ted Kazari. And I ended up committing to SC, but they had 4 All-American linebackers. They had Chip Banks, Larry McGrew, Clay Matthews, and Dennis Johnson. Coach Marv Goob said, well, we're going to have to redshirt you, sir. I'm not redshirting. I want to play. I don't know what redshirt meant at that time. So I ended up going to Long Beach. They had just sent Danny Bunce first round to the 49ers. I see him on tape. I said, I'll play this dude all day if he first round. Plus, go to Long Beach. We had a crazy situation. They ended up moving me to defensive line because I was bigger than most of these defensive linemen. But playing linebacker, because I'm a country boy from Alabama. I grew up on a farm, so running was not a problem for me because I had to run pigs and cows and all that. Chase them down when they get out. So that was one of my expertise of being able to run. And my daddy wasn't going to let me eat. So we had to work. So that was easy. Football was easy for me compared to growing up on a farm. And just fortunate enough to go to Long Beach State. Some things went on that NCAA would have been prepared for. I had an alumni that was a big-time real estate tycoon guy. Gave me a house about 2 blocks from the beach. And I'm living like in a big-time house. Matter of fact, Barry Swissel, so he grew up right down the street from where I lived at. He one like to live in Belmont Shores in Long Beach. And then I ended up going out to California from Alabama, and I laid a pipeline. Like some of my teammates from my school came out after I did. They ended up going to the NFL. So that was back in the days when guys get overlooked, especially from certain positions. You play linebacker at that time, they didn't really have black linebackers playing. Just being real. So they'll move your position. So like they had black quarterbacks, they didn't want to play black quarterback. And like I think Harvey was just saying, I lost 2 games in 4 years. My senior year, I was player of the week every week. One game we played against this guy named Marty McDowell, played for the Minnesota Vikings. And I ended up hitting the quarterback. It was a tape that Coach Schaefer saw when I went to San Diego State on a trip. Hit the quarterback, caught him on a beeline angle, caught Marty McDowell before he went to the end zone. And the coach couldn't believe that. He said, "What the fuck is that?" He said, "Run this tape." They kept running the tape back. But of course, down there, that was our way out, being able to play sports. I played basketball, fortunate enough. When I went to the league, I was inexperienced. At that time, I went to the Jets and I went to the Chargers. And the experience of playing linebacker at the time, they had me playing D-line in college. And I remember when a coach from the scout from the Rams came out and said, "Hey, you just as good as Jack Youngblood or somebody, one of the defensive linemen." But our coach was really not really giving us no exposure at Long Beach, a lot of the African-American players, because it was pretty racist when I came up and just being straight out talk. And one of my teammates got killed in Signal Hill. I don't know if y'all remember this, Ron Sellers.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that boy they found him hung in a cell, didn't he?
Yes, sir. That was my teammate.
Wait, say that again? When that happened?
Yeah, I remember that.
In 1980, when the Dick.
Yeah, no, it was 19. Yeah, I wasn't here yet. I think I was coming to California that next year when I got it. Was like 1980.
I mean, with the team he was on somebody's
He
team.
got killed in Signal Hill, California, by a police officer, pretended that he was hung himself in a jail cell, and they found out that he put a chokehold on him and killed him. That was Johnny Cochran, first biggest case that he got, and he won like $1 million for the family.
Yeah.
But the mama ended up passing away probably about 8 months behind her son, because she was the only child. So she died from grief. It was crazy, man. It was like, that's why I say with the whole situation, Signal Hill, you probably heard of it. They had this racist police out there, and they found out that he had been doing it to a lot of people.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, close to Long Beach, isn't it? Signal Hill.
Yeah, right up the hill, sitting off Cherry Avenue.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Terry, what year you came in to win the league?
81.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you're familiar with the name. Yeah, okay. Now, what year was your last year?
83. I represented players. I represented over 100 first-round picks in that. I had 9 first-round picks.
That's what your name is. I'm looking at the name like, man, his name ring a bell.
I was the first one to sign LeBron James to his contract. His stepdad is my first cousin. I had 9 first-rounders.
That's what I'm looking at your name.
In the NFL's draft in 1989. Deion Sanders. I had a Deion Sanders, Tim Worley, Hartley Dyke, Sammy Smith, Louis Oliver. All those guys was committed to me in that same draft.
That's where I'm looking like, man, damn, I know his name from somewhere. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I had who's who in
somebody else talk.
Go ahead, Dick. That's my dog.
Somebody else talk there. We got 30 minutes.
Go ahead, Dick.
Where Harvey?
Oh, it's Chucky Miller. Dick.
Chucky.
Dick said hi, Carol.
Hey Zach, I'm sorry, man. I invited a few people. I didn't know if everybody gonna be able to show up. I see this Chucky Miller. He played with us with the coach.
What's up, Chucky?
What up, ED? What up, Harv?
Hey, Chucky.
What up?
Chucky.
What up?
Hey, Eric. What up, CNN? Hold on, man. Let me get
I'm sorry, Zach.
Chucky.
That's what it's about, man.
Okay, now you got Chucky Smith from UCLA, big time, LA boy.
So
Joe, love to dog.
Kurt, how did you get involved with football as a kid?
Hey, that's funny because I'm not the football player. I'm the basketball player. I just got a lot of friends.
Yeah, how you doing?
that play at NFL professional sports, and this was a powerful meeting that I wanted to be a part of because I know this guy Harvey, and my man Terry, and we just lost a close friend of ours, Tony Jones. And I first really got involved with the football side of it through basketball, through the Noga brothers. Y'all remember them out of Hawaii? The 2 brothers that played in Minnesota, 2 Samoan brothers.
It's Samoan.
Yeah. So the funny story was, I'm not gonna take up much of the time, was that they used to come up to the basketball court and they swore they could play basketball. So I dunked on one of the brothers and broke his belt buckle. And he got mad and wanted to fight. And I said, listen, man, I'm not fighting your big butt. I'm 6'7", 180 pounds wet, right? And after that, you know, he said, "Hey, I want you to be on my team." Came in my face, said, "I want you to be on my team." Every time we play, I said, "I'll play with you, man, no problem." But after that, man, it's just a great friendship with joining, you know, meeting brothers. Man, I played in the NBA for 3 years. I played overseas for 12 seasons, you know, and you know, I just love this connection with it, man. You know, that's pretty much it.
Connecting the basketball side of things.
Yeah, man, the basketball side, man. I wasn't always this big, man. I just got retired and ate a lot of food. That's what happened.
So, Chucky, Mr. Miller, how did you get involved with football?
Chuck, can you hear him, Chucky?
Yo, you asked me a question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Chucky, you don't have no symptoms because since I went deep on you a few times, like you got a problem.
You asked me something I didn't hear nothing you said.
Mr. Miller, how did you get involved with football?
Go ahead, brother. I can hear you now.
Ask him again, Zach.
Zach, ask him again.
How did you get involved with football?
Zach, go ahead.
You did.
Young kid. I grew up in Long Beach.
My homeboy.
The funny thing about that is this. I've been trying to figure out for years how I actually started playing football, but I know I started playing at age 8. And one thing that I remember that my first coach, he lived on my street right next to my right next to 8-ball, Leonard, Eric. So my first coach lived, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so my first coach lived right next to him. That's my little cousin, 8-ball. So and I just, you know, I gravitated towards playing football. You know, I think I just lucked up. He said, "Chucky, you want to play football?" And I said, "Yeah," because I never played football before in my life. So ever since then, you know, it just took off. And in Long Beach, man, that was the one commonality that we all had. We played sports. So when you see that big unity thing in Long Beach, it's about like, especially with cats my age, we all play sports together. And football was really big.
You know, brother Matt, that used to cut hair out there?
Say that again?
You know the barber Matt that used to cut the hair out there in Long Beach?
Oh, yeah, Mac, Mac.
Yeah, he gave my first Jerry curl.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, look, Mac was a pimp, too. You know Mac was a pimp, right?
I know, cool as hell, though.
Yeah.
But Chucky, you should have came over to the next time where I was raised up in Compton. Then you'd have been a ball player.
Oh, no.
That's all the ball is.
Long Beach was a place.
You know what's
Compton was a place. Man,
Long Beach, the beach.
Darren Nelson,
out of here, dog.
Kevin Nelson, Freeman McNeil, all of us lived on the same block, man, on Slater Street.
I know Freeman. I went to the gym with Freeman.
Bro.
Centennial High School in Willowbrook, bro.
Okay.
Come on, that's where I grew up at on Slater Street.
Got 2 players that made it to the NFL.
What, on Slater, on our street? No, dog.
Hey, Clarence.
Huh?
Hey, CNN.
Yeah.
Long Beach Poly High.
Yeah, Wilson.
But you know, back in the days, man, it was Compton and Centennial back in the day.
Bannon High School.
Bourbon Day. Bourbon Day was the school, really.
No, you had Bannon too.
Enough said, brother.
Come on, Chucky.
Hey,
Chucky.
Hey guys, we need to do another Zoom call with all us together. Zach had a few questions I know he wanted to ask. But, you know, I'm enjoying.
We're gonna wind up start gang banging. Going upside.
I'm gonna have to set up a Zoom call with all us again.
For sure. So, all you guys, big game on Sunday. Who do you guys have winning the Super Bowl?
I'm picking Kansas City.
Eric, who do you have, man?
I'm taking Kansas City also. I think Kansas City, it's hard to defend all that speed they have. I mean, they have a lot of speed, and they have the right guy quarterback. I know they're missing two of the offensive linemen, but I'm going to take Kansas City.
Hannick, who do you have? Who's winning?
I'm going to tell you right now, man, it's going to be the Bucks, and I'm going to tell you why. the Bucks are gonna game manage that game. Brady gonna do it. They're gonna keep the game close. They're gonna get after Mahomes, and they're gonna keep them off the field. And their defense they're gonna get after them boys. Them front four gonna come. They're gonna catch them off guard, and it's gonna be a surprise out there. But I'm going with the Bucks, man. Trust me, that speed kills, but at the same time, the Rams had it too. And if once the game plan that the Bucks are gonna have is not gonna be like they played them the first time, they're gonna come correct. Remember, it's always the second time they get you.
We ain't got no quarterback over here though.
This was a hard one, man. Both of y'all, both sides have some valid points, man. Because Brady, what he did, he brought a winning mentality to that team.
Yeah.
My little homeboy White and that boy number 90, man, they on that defense, Tampa, they the real deal. But you know, Kansas City, if they clicking, it's hard to beat them, man.
This game it's not gonna be down to skill set. It's gonna be down to the mental aspect of the game. And in the end, the Bucks are gonna pull it out. I'm telling y'all right now. Remember I said this, man.
I think you got a good point. I think you got a good point because they lost both of their tackles.
Trust me. It's all that. He ain't gonna be able to do all that playing around. Them boys coming. You see what they did to Rodgers.
They real.
You see what they did to Rodgers. Okay.
Yeah, they real. They real. That boy
they gonna run. They gonna run the ball. They're not gonna sit. If Brady them sit back there and try to throw for throw, they're gonna get smoked. But if they play that game plan they did against the Packers, that's how they're gonna pull that game out. They're gonna be smart. They're gonna have to use that mental aspect of the game, man.
That was a good game plan against Rodgers.
Kansas City lost both of their tackles, left tackle and right tackle, so them D linemen gonna go come up pin it down.
You guys have to remember dealing with turf toe too, Mahomes, and that injury's probably still lingering.
That injury does linger. I had turf toe for years.
Hey, betting against Brady is like betting against Jordan.
It's a good point.
Man, that experience, like I said, man, that veteran leadership is gonna kick in, man. And trust me, if they had them tackles, I would have went with Kansas City too. But I mean, that's a tremendous loss right there, man. Seriously, and their defense is not all that. Chiefs' defense ain't all that. They have to play some defense this game. They ain't gonna be able to be letting Mahomes and gonna have the ball all day. It ain't gonna be like that.
If the D line, if they get after Mahomes by missing both of their tackles, yeah, I give Tampa Bay a chance. But
That's a great point.
Yeah. So
man, Patrick Mahomes is too dynamic for me, bro. He's super. Patrick Mahomes, man, is just too dynamic of a player, man, and he's super lucky.
Man,
you know, his escapability, man, his pocket awareness, his timing with his receiver. I don't think Brady has built that up with his players yet. But I'm man, that Patrick Mahomes kid, man, is just something I ain't seen in a while.
Got a question.
You say he's lucky because I can see why you say that, but he does it too many times. I mean, the thing he do.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, I can't call that luck, Chuck.
He's like Brett Favre. He's like Brett Favre. He's just like Brett Favre.
He's in the backyard. He's like in the backyard.
He just got that. Yeah, he has an it factor about him. He's a football guy. He's one of the few guys that has that ability to make those type of plays. And I got a question for the offensive guys. Now, how crucial is the offensive line?
Come on.
I mean, I don't care who you got back there. Tell me a quarterback that.
I want to hear your answer to this. Hey, Dick, I want to hear you answer that.
Please.
I didn't hear. What was the question?
What is it? The question is for the offense. How important is the front line?
No, let me answer that question. I'm gonna say, Dick, you remember we was in Buffalo. Dick didn't come out after halftime. Dick said, "I ain't running behind that line. I'm tired."
Like playing.
Ron Mark,
sorry.
Dude,
that's like some shit he'd say.
No, Dick, you remember Chuck? Look, Dick, at halftime, Dick taking his stuff off. Maybe he may change his jersey. He taking his stuff off, tell his tape. Man got a towel and walked in the shower. So everybody like, what you doing? The Joker came back, I had that black long leather coat, he put it on. And like, what's wrong? So Ryan Meyer said, man, what's wrong with Dick? Dude, I'm not the coach, you the coach. Go tell him to get out here with us. I'm not telling
come on. See, you know that's a lie.
No, that is true. Hold on.
That
Dick,
is not
hold on.
true.
No, that is true. You can't. We went on the field. Dick, you come walking through the tunnel. You didn't even run with a black leather coat, walking on the sideline. All of a sudden, the phone ring. Ryan Meyer calls. Irsay calls Ryan Meyer. Never forget this day against Buffalo. You said your hamstring was hurting. Your hamstring was hurting, and
my hamstring was hurt. I just can't stop playing.
You stopped. You didn't come back out, dog.
Eric said it's like playing Russian roulette running behind the offensive line.
Eric, I know you remember them teams that you've been on when that line wasn't nothing. And they already knew. Once they sent them dogs after you, it was a wrap.
But the thing, but you got to understand when we played. See, I never played with a real top-notch quarterback. I never had a quarterback. I mean, I had one quarterback my whole career. That was Vince Ferragamo my rookie season. I don't know what it's like to have a quarterback. So, you know, when you face an 8 and 9 man front your whole career, when we played Chicago, hell, I thought it was 12 up there because I ran a referee one time.
That's how Mahomes gonna feel this weekend.
But you can't do that to him because he got too many weapons. You line up, you put a guy playing him man to man on Tariq in his face, he gonna get beat quick.
They're not doing that.
Killed.
They're rushing 4.
Telling you, man, I'm telling you, it's not. He got the right quarterback. I mean, don't get me wrong, Tampa has a really good defense. I do agree with you that. And I said earlier that the Chiefs are missing the offensive lineman. But when you got stuff that you can hit quick, you know, you got the tight end, you got Kelsey. It's just not Mahomes. They got so many weapons. And I'm not saying Tampa's not good. I agree with you. They got a great. I don't say they got a good defense. They don't have a great defense. They have a good defense. But
Dick, what they got in Tampa, they got the refs on their side. They playing at home. So it's going to come down to whoever makes the list less.
It's going to come down like you. It's going to come down to turnovers.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They got to run the ball. Bucks got to run the ball.
And they got Antonio Brown.
He's not playing.
Nobody's talking about. He's not playing.
He's not playing. He hurt.
Oh,
I think he's going to play.
No, he playing.
Eric, he practiced yesterday.
He playing.
Yeah, he's going to play.
But, you know, he's not 100%, so.
They say he was full go in practice.
Yeah.
80% is
full go.
probably better than majority of the receivers in the NFL. You can't take away his talent.
He had them 20 days off.
He's not like that boy Hill, though, I'll tell you that.
No.
That's a different animal right there.
That boy, that's a
that's a different dude.
In Green Bay, I mean, in Tampa, tell me he could outrun Hill.
Scotty Miller.
Scotty Miller said he could
Come
outrun
on now.
Hill. I'm like, man, he sound like a fool.
The man running like he ain't got no pads on. That's how he.
And that dude right there is ridiculous.
Exactly. He like a tracksuit.
Yeah.
He played fast, but you know he was on YouTube. You go to YouTube, he ran against Ocho Cinco, and he's a 4.3 guy, but he played fast. He's not a track guy that can, but he fast. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's fast, but I've seen him on YouTube a few times with Ocho Cinco and them, and he consistently ran a 4.3.
Who?
Hill.
Hill can run a 4.
No, Tariq Hill runs if you look it up, he runs a 4.19. Yeah, I googled it. I googled fast. I googled the boy from Tampa. What's the Scotty Miller?
Yeah,
4.3. I think he runs a 4.37.
Yeah,
I
said that.
I said his name came up.
Dick, I said that too until I met Darryl Green.
certain guys got different kind of speed.
That's what I'm telling you.
Hey, you like Dion.
No. He was fast, but he wouldn't know Darryl Green. He wouldn't know.
I ain't say Dion got Darryl Green.
I said that Darryl Green had that different type.
No, I ain't saying that.
Man, dude,
I ain't gonna say that.
I ran a 6.1 at the fastest man, and didn't even do that. Dude ran a 6.009.
and Darryl runs as fast as he have to.
Yeah, I see him. I saw him beat. Dude, one day he beat me, Willie Galt, Sam Grady, and Ron Brown.
Yeah,
that's a living track team.
That was fast.
Green ain't no joke, man.
Well, Dick, no.
Yeah, he caught me.
I said that. What you say?
I used to work out with him. We worked out together, so I know how fast he is.
Y'all ran in high school.
No, we was working out with Tom Williams.
But is he still living, Mr.
No,
Williams?
Tom died 20 years ago.
Get out of here.
Remember when that son got killed, Scooter? When his son got killed, he never recovered from that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So Kurt, what's your prediction for the Super Bowl, man?
My prediction for the Super Bowl, I'm gonna get a score and the win. The score is gonna be 28-23 Tampa Bay.
Oh, jeez. Hey, he's got Brady winning number 7.
You can't bet against him. Can't bet against him. And then, you know, Antonio Brown, he got a chip on his shoulder.
Hey, the GOAT conversation, would that make him the GOAT in everybody's eyes if Brady won number 7? Eric, what's your opinion on that?
Man, first of all, Tom Brady's, I mean, he's a great quarterback. There's no doubt about that. And I always say that it's who you saw play, it's the eras. I mean, you've seen him play in so many different eras. The era he plays in protects the quarterback. If he played in our era, he wouldn't be playing till 43 years old. Let's just make it plain and simple. It would not happen. I mean, because they don't, you know, you could really hit back then. But for what he's done, I'd have to say, yeah. You'd have to say. I mean, to me, my guy was Joe Montana. I mean, Joe played 4 Super Bowls, never threw an interception, and now the Super Bowl. We look at Brady's stats in playoffs in Super Bowl. He has 18 interceptions and 15 touchdowns. So, but man, I think for his making the team better and elevating players making players play better, you got to give him that. You know, think about it. He's going to Tampa. It's his first year, new coach, new system, new city, and going to Super Bowl. So I'd have to say most definitely, I think he'd probably go down as the greatest quarterback in NFL history.
For sure.
Mouthful say it.
I second that. I mean, like Eric said, that people got to understand the generations. And when Eric were playing, that's real football. That's real football. And after my generation, it got even more watered down, and we was hitting, and it can't compare to everything, you know, and class to them, and you know, y'all generation, man. That's why, you know, I look up to you guys, man, in that era, because I'm glad y'all came on and you know, told those stories, so a lot of young guys could really understand what it's about, man, and it's life after football as well, and just having that camaraderie and being team and just having that love for one another, man, and it takes it to a whole nother level. So, I mean, seriously, I wanted to get that in before we get off. But man, it was an honor listening to the stories, man, and that was a great part of the show right there. It's bigger than just asking questions. It's hearing those true stories right there. It answers just everything that you would need.
Definitely. So I'm gonna add on a little bit of something on that life after sports for you guys. How have you applied those lessons and trials and tribulations to your personal life?
Let me start. So I was actually talking to someone the other day. One of these kids I was training, I think I was talking to his parent, and I was talking about the carryover from athletics to life, how it teaches you to work in unity with other people, how it teaches you to consistently work hard, how it teaches you to understand that you ain't the only important person in the room. For me, man, sports has taken has put me in places that that I would never have believed I would have gone.
Zoom call.
But definitely,
what you mean?
Definitely, man, sports plays a big role in your
I know.
in the way you operate as an adult.
Text me.
Definitely. So Terry,
I don't have it.
How was everything that you've learned through sports? How have you applied those things to your personal life?
Me, Terry?
Yes,
well,
sir.
I think God has put me in a great position, man, giving the glory to him first by being out here after stepping off the field. I was coach 1 year in high school. I happened to coach Icky Woods, Tim McDonough in Fresno, California, Edison High School. Started working with my agent, which was a top black agent at that time in pro football named Harold Daniels, Doc Daniels. And he had who's who at that time in the sports agency industry. Then it made me come in still like I was still playing the game because I was helping players. My first year, Dick know one of the guys I worked with. He asked me about another day, Ron Jesse. He kind of taught me the things about, You know, he's a scout for the Rams. He played 11 years in the NFL. God bless his soul. He passed away. I started working with players, you know, I was living in California, but I came back to the South where I started in Alabama. My first year in the sports agency game with Doc Daniels, I signed 4 first-round draft picks. But I was able to still talk to the players, not just represent them from the standpoint of contract, but talking to them about playing the game by seeing everything I could see, what they was doing good, bad, how you had to work hard for the position you played, all the things I might have been critiquing them when they was playing games and everything. I remember going down to Tampa Bay one year, Buccaneers, I had the 5th pick in the draft that year, a guy named Eric Curry out of University of Alabama. He wasn't getting to the quarterback. He was about 6'7", ran about a 4.44, 4.5 when he came out of college. Defensive end, he's player of the year and everything, Chevrolet player of the year. They won a national championship against University of Miami and New Orleans. So I go down, Jerry Angelo was there. He said, man, Eric had a hell of a season in college. We just not getting a lot out of him in the NFL, but he was playing too high. I had to tell Eric how to leverage with himself. He was fast, but I had to tell him, take your tempo outside, then come back up under. And you left a lane wide open. They played against Barry Sanders. He had 2 sacks in that game. Then he stuffed the quarterback in the backfield. Barry Sanders twice in the backfield. And see, a lot of these guys leave college. They have to understand when you go to the NFL, you got to become a student of the game. You just don't be depending on your coach. You got to study yourself. In college, you can get away with a lot of stuff. But in the NFL, you got to step it up every game. That's one of the things I was able to make a transition from getting away from the game. And then I ain't got my body beat all up, but I want to also talk about the discrimination life after the game, all the injuries and stuff you're going through. Like they had a big thing the other day on Good Morning America about the discriminations on Black players for this concussion settlement. And I'm the one that really was the one that told this guy to file that case 3 years ago. We filed it back in August. They was trying to say the Black players weren't as smart as the white players, and that's why they weren't getting their money for the concussion settlement. And it's very sad that they look at stuff like that. You look at all this stuff around the country. It shouldn't be like that, but that's the world we live in. And hopefully they're going to change things because people start to step up more about a lot of stuff going on out here. And I hope that a lot of guys continue to live successful lives when they step off the field. But I've been bearing a lot of guys since they stepped off the field, from brain injury to committing suicide to all kind of stuff. And it's just very sad when you have to look at a guy still young, a lot of life left in him, but they can't make an adjustment if they don't have the right people around them. And
Hey,
I think
going on, Terry. I'm just going
to the NFL Player Association because they're not differently for the players. Players come together with some good attorney. So that's pretty much what I say. Maybe you guys can say what y'all think.
Well, let me add this. I want to, Zach, your listeners, Chucky didn't tell what he's doing. Chucky has been very successful with training young guys, even women, at his facilities, at his home. He's built his facility up where he's doing a lot of good work in the community with a lot of kids, these young kids, giving back to that. So anybody who's listening, I don't know if you want to put your Instagram or your social media, however you can get in touch with you, Chucky, people who's listening and want to come into your gym and train and actually train hard, but also get some education on what you can teach the young people, as what you just stated. So I just want to get you a little pub out there, especially a lot of the people that's in LA or the Long Beach area that's listening to this podcast.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Chucky?
Yeah, so if you, I didn't even know we were on a podcast. I thought we were just zooming. My bad. I didn't get the memo. I'm just talking. Oh my God. Yeah. So I've been training kids successfully from high school to college athletes. I provide the mentorship. So if you're looking to get in the best shape of your life, if you're looking to make it to the next level, I've guided and would like to say I help put over 75 players in the NFL currently. You can look me up at Better Bodies LBC on Instagram.
Good, Chuck.
Very wonderful.
See, I see it.
My transition was kind
See how brief that answer was, Terry? See, he didn't.
Well, first of all, Harvey, I'm long-winded, so you got to cut me off, you and Dick.
You already know, I know.
You talk more than me.
Yeah, he got you, man. He got you.
I try to open my mouth. I'm like,
You don't say that nobody don't know nothing.
yeah, closed mouth don't get fed. You're right.
No, that's right.
Hey, bro, all we gotta do is provide support to each other out here, and make great things happen.
Exactly.
So Kurt,
You do speak wisdom, though, Terry. That's one thing I give you. You speak wisdom. It's just a long version of it.
But maybe blame that on my daddy, man.
so Kurt, how have you applied those lessons, those trials and tribulations of sports to your personal life?
So thanks for asking, man. I just want to say it's actually an honor to be here with you guys, Harvey, Eric, all you guys that I've grew up watching for years. And so my transition into business world has been, one of ups and one of downs. And I decided that because I was so blessed with a lot of things, a lot of opportunity, I decided to give back. Like Chucky was talking about, I started off by doing some training. The whole transition from basketball into the real life can be, it can be actually a very difficult task. However, I got my PhD. I obtained my PhD in sports psychology, and then I also formulated my business, which was I asked myself years ago what would be the three main things that we would always need, and it became sports, entertainment, and food. So I went along and followed through on that, and therefore began my journey. I opened up a couple of restaurants, and then I, of course, built a new studio, which Terry has been to. He could tell you more about that. I have a state-of-the-art studio in which we can do live shows and podcasting, and we can do the NBA draft or the NFL draft there. It's here in Georgia, and I also own CBD stores. Also, I'm into CBD, and I'm helping a lot of people with that, with the pain and anxiety, especially during a time like this. My mom just turned 76. She's in Chicago. I gave her that. And the beginning of this journey, guys. So I don't know if you guys seen the documentary called Bench on 30 for 30. Benji was my best friend. He was number one high school basketball player in the country. He got shot and killed. He and I was like brothers. Yeah, Benji and I was best friends. I got the code he got shot in, all his IDs. His mom wrote about us in the book. And that began my journey of thinking life doesn't last very long. So you have to take this seed that's given to you, you have to grow it, and then you have to give back. And that's where I am with my journey of trying to give back. And I meet great people like you guys that help my journey go along like that.
Definitely. So Harvey, how have you applied those things to your personal life, the trials and tribulations?
It's just a no quit attitude with me. It's just whatever you put in front of me, I feel like I can succeed in it. And so, of course, I learned that at an early age. And sports have definitely taught me just to be a better person, a more giving person, or more commitment of just trying to be the best that I can be. And I try to get that I have two girls. My youngest daughter is heavy into sports. And so I'm constantly pouring into her every day that, it takes hard work. You can't just get it because both of your parents was good athletes. It's in her DNA, but she still have to put in and work. And we own an insurance company, and so life has been good for us. So I try to feed all this, we go feed the hungry. We do certain things in shelters with homeless, just letting her see another side, because she doesn't see this. And she doesn't see what I saw when I was growing up. And so sports have just been everything to me, of teaching me to just teach me to be a better man, a better person, a better father. So.
For sure. So Clarence.
Oh man, it's been a blessing, bro. Like, I went through my trials and tribulations after, but I'm at a point now where, God has blessed me, man, to sit back and reap my harvest. I pretty much, after football, I kind of, I'm gonna take that, guys like Harvey and Eric, man, I looked up to those guys because I saw how business they were when I was playing with the coach. And I applied that once I retired, man. You know, living in New Orleans, you all know Hurricane Katrina hit us. And I wound up looking at that situation and took advantage of it and got into the construction business. And I don't be wishing for hurricanes to hit us, but you know, I kind of feed off it, you know, and I do a lot of consulting when it comes to that part of disaster thing here in the Louisiana area. But man, I raised my daughters there in medical school. I have the oldest one, she has her own company. So my probably biggest investment was investing in my kids' education, man. You know, I'm seeing them, I'm reaping the harvest from them right now also. Man, like I said, I can't complain. You know, man, it's been a blessing to meet guys like Chucky, Harvey, Eric on my path through life. And I learned from those guys and on my everyday apply that perseverance, you know. And I'm involved big time with my fraternity, Omega Psi Phi. And we do a lot of civil work, community work with the kids, so I get involved in a lot. Other than that, man, I'm just chilling out, man, enjoying my grandkids, man.
I hear you, man. So Eric, the big ones to you, man, the trials and tribulations, how have you applied that to your personal life and your journey to commentating and being in the media side of things?
Well, I think for me, first of all, I want to thank all the guys for being on the call, and thanks for setting it up, Harvey. I appreciate it, Zach. You also.
Any blessing.
I think for us as Black men, you know, we know the struggles. You know, we know what it's like to be out here and looked upon as being different. You know, we did nothing. I guarantee nothing. No one on this call nothing has been just given to you. It doesn't work like that. I think every Black man here has had to have that talk with them. Your dad or mom had to have that talk with you about, hey, I got to have the talk, you know, of how to handle yourself, you know, with the police and in life.
Amen.
And that's just how life is. I think that for me, trying to teach my kids that, you know, I've never taken anything for granted. Nothing has never been given to me. Yeah, I can say that honestly. You know, it's been a struggle, and it's never been easy. I think, you know, Harvey knows. Harvey's known me forever, so he knows what I'm talking about. But I just thank God I have my kids. That, you know, I try to teach them that, you know, life isn't easy, and life isn't fair. I think all of us know that for sure, that life is not fair. You know, things that we think it should work one way, that we know what fairness is, this doesn't work that. That's for us lots of times. And I don't use color as a crutch, but like my dad had a saying, he said, son, the truth is the truth. And the truth is not always popular, but it is the truth. And we've always had to do a little bit more, be a little bit better, you know, and that's just the facts. And, you know, we have a program here called Young Warriors. It's mostly for Black and Latino kids, any kids really, because it's for fatherless boys. And I think when you see a young man without a dad in the household, sometimes you have problems, because a mom can't be everything. You have a loving mother, but she can't be your dad. You know, and I see that with my own son here, that when I'm not here and the things he'll do with his mom, but when I call him, I'm here, and I'm like, hey boy, you know better. You know, it's a difference. It really is a difference. And the sad thing is that our prison system is filled with a lot of Black and people of color taken away from their kids. And, you know, some are deserving. Don't get me wrong. Some are deserving of being in jail. A lot aren't deserving of being in jail. So, you know, I'm very proud of the program that we do with that, the Young Warriors program. And man, you know, I just feel like that God has really blessed me. I know He has. I think about myself and my journey to get where I've gotten. That, in a sense, I wasn't even supposed to have been born. You know, they tried to get my mother to abort me. I'll never forget when she told me that story. You know, she was young when she got pregnant at 15 years old, and that, you know, my grandparents said that, I mean, you know, her mom and my grandfather said that I wasn't going to amount to nothing. You know, and she should get rid of me. But it just goes to show that God has a different plan. You know, and He had a plan for my life. And I think every guy on this call, you know, God has had a plan for all of our lives, and we kind of came together, you know, just on this call alone. But the things that each one of you have done in your life, including you, Zachary, I mean, just, you know, just the things you've done being a young age. But I can say I'm blessed. I'm blessed to know all the guys that I know as my friends, you know, that I call, like I played with my friend Harvey and Clarence, you know, and Terry, knowing Terry, and Chucky. You know, we've known each other for a long time. And, you know, it's been a journey. That's what it is, a journey. And the journey's not over, but one day it'll come to an end. And, you know, like you say, you know, you'll get that call, man, as you hear so-and-so passed away. But I got to say this much here, man, I've enjoyed my life. I really have. I thank God for it every moment that I've been here on earth. And like I said, it hasn't been the bed of roses all the time, but I've enjoyed my life here, and I enjoy playing football with each and every guy that I played with on this call, and the fun times that we had. But you know, it's more to life than football. It's more to life than sports, and that's it. You know, life is, like I say, it's a journey, and I thank God for it.
Definitely. So, as a Caucasian, a white man like myself, how can we bridge the gap with black people? How can I don't see color as a person because my upbringing, and my family bringing me up with the thought of God and having that in your life. You don't really see color; you see a person as an individual. How can we bridge the gap?
I'll answer what I think. You know, I'll say this, and I've said this for years, that to me, prejudice is in a sense, it's a form of ignorance, but it's a form of what you've been exposed to also, you know, your exposure. You know, I think about my mother who raised me, my great aunt who adopted me and raised me. She was born in 1904. So the things she saw was a lot different from what I've seen, any guy on this call has seen. You know, I'll never forget when I was going out with this white girl like me, and I was in high school, the white girl, and I was in like 7th grade. And she said, "Son, I'm not gonna have that shit." And my mother, she was as light as you. She looked like a white lady. You know, she looked like a little white lady. But she said, "I'm not having that shit." She said, "I'm gonna tell you something, son." She said, "2 things don't live long." And I knew when she was gonna say, it's always funny. All chase cars and Negroes to chase white women. 2 things don't live long. She said, because Eric, I know what I've seen. I've seen this. I've seen them hang black men. I've seen them cut their private side and stick it in their mouth. I've seen it. Not telling you what I've heard, but I've seen. And so, you know, when she said something like that, and I hadn't seen that. But the sad thing about this is, Zachary, is that, and I say it all the time, is that it's not going to change. I mean, it's not, because everybody has a different take. Everybody's raised different. You know, we all have different upbringing. You know, at the end, my mother, she was half white. She didn't ever want to admit it. But the thing was, she said that, Eric, she said, son, when you going to get married? And I would always talk to you about it. And you know, because I dated all kind of girls, black, white, Latino, I dated them all. And I won't forget at the end, she said, Eric, I'm going to say one thing. She said, I met a lot of girls you went out with. She said, I don't care if you date a white one or a black one anymore. She said, that make a difference. I just want a woman that loves you for you. I don't care what color she is. I never thought I'd hear my mother ever say that. But if that's the truth, sometimes you have to make a change in your life and in your thinking. But the problem is that in our society, you know, it's how you brought up. It's what you're taught. I mean, if you're taught to hate white people, you're taught to hate Latinos. If you're taught that as a kid, you're gonna go one way or the other. You're gonna go the extreme way. You're gonna go toward it, or you're gonna go away from it. But you never forget it. I mean, and I think in our country is that it's been so much damage done over the years, and it's still doing it. I mean, it's still damaged, and we're a broken country. It's like in the Bible it said the world is a fallen world. It really is, because of all the hatred. I mean, people will hate you just because you associate with black people. People hate you because you associate with white people. I mean, yes, hate you because you got a white girlfriend, a white wife, or a Latino wife, or whatever Asian wife. They hate you for no reason, and they have no reason to. But that's just the upbringing. I always said that, you know, these commercials that they have, you know, stop the prejudice, stop the hatred. It's never going to stop. It's been here since the beginning of time. And I hate to sound negative. It's not negative. It's just the truth. I just don't think, because you'll never get everyone on the same page. I feel like it's 3 things that you never can get people to agree on. That is how to raise your kids, politics, and religion. And that's just the world we live in. I think for us, we just have to maneuver around it. You don't want to be that person, that ignorant person that says, you know, that all white people are bad, all black people are bad, all Asian people are bad, all Latinos are bad, or all Arabs are bad, or all Middle Eastern. I mean, you can't be that person. But the problem with it is here in the U.S., that's what it comes down to, the color of your skin. It doesn't, sometimes it doesn't come down to how much money you have, or, you know, your social standing. It comes down to this, the color of the skin. And none of us sitting here, we didn't choose our color. God chose it for us.
Exactly.
So, you know, that's my thoughts on it.
And Zach, what I'll add to that is when you say, how do you bridge the gap? You just continue to speak out and don't be silent. When you see prejudice, when you see racism, when you see some of your white friends that's saying things or reacting to people because of the color of their skin, just call them out on it and be respectful so you don't get into it with them about it. So just make sure you let them know and educate them, because a lot of the people just don't know any better. And it's okay to see color. I tell my kids, yeah, it's okay. Understand that that's a white person. Understand that I'm black. It's okay to see it. Now respect it because of what they bring to the table. You know, allow them, don't treat them a certain way because of the color of their skin. And what I tell all my white friends, because a lot of them have been asking, so what do we do, Harvey? I apologize. You don't have to apologize to me, but call it out when you see others, your friends, when all the white guys get together and saying certain things. Hey man, that's not cool. Why are we let's stop using that word. Let's do better. Let's treat them better. Treat me like you would treat anybody else. And don't look at me because of the color of my skin, because of the way I act. Then you treat me because of that. If I come in acting like a fool, then you can treat me like a fool. If I come in as a man, Christian man.
Strong.
And just like, and I can speak this real quick, Zach.
Hold on, Derek.
Yeah.
From Zach.
Hold on, let Clarence
Yeah.
Oh, bend your head down a little bit. Harvey, bend down. Okay, I thought you looked like Stevie Wonder for a second.
Oh, God.
Oh, see it.
I'm fighting hard.
So, y'all, I saw you out there. I'm like, damn, I saw you out there. You like me and this. Like, oh, you. No, I thought it was way back here, bro. Like Stevie Wonder. I was like, damn, hard thing. Hold on.
Hey, I'm fighting. Hey, Clarence, I need to let it go.
Are you good? You good, little spray? Little black spray. You good?
Man, I'll break out, Clarence. I tried that. You know, break the line out there.
Put a towel right there. Sometimes I have for the hair. They got the hair you can spray on. Sometimes I spray it on me, bro. And people don't really know me. That's a little laughter, bro. I like laughter.
You know what? But on a serious note, see, this is what you miss about sports. You miss that locker room. You know, people about football. I miss this. Talking about each other. I'm just as serious as I could be and Clarence like, oh, I've been down. Damn, yeah. What? I mean, that's locker room one-on-one all day long.
I see it.
Oh, I missed some of that.
Guys, I wanted to just kind of chime in on what Harvey and Eric kind of said. I don't want to take much of the time, but you know, I'm from Chicago, and everybody know that's one of the most segregated. And as I journeyed along, you know, I started a business that's a bail bonding, you know, getting people out of jail. And most of my guys that I was bonding out was our color, right? And I can remember times when I'm in court and you got one black guy come in, you got one white guy come in with the same charges, and the white guy gets a bond and the black guy does not get a bond. He has to appeal it all the way upstairs, you know, to the higher courts. And I was always asking myself, you know, why is it that we don't get the fair treatment? Why is it that we always gotta take the hard road to even get seen? And one of the things I was telling Terry earlier that I like now is that the younger generation of people, they're recognizing, like with all the protests and everything, they're not putting up with the same things that we had to put up with. So you're right, Eric, it's gonna take a time to change, but I think now, you know, the Confederate flags are being taken down. You know, a lot of things are being recognized, which I like. And then a police officer actually just got prosecuted because he shot an innocent black man. So it takes those things, huh?
He was in his garage. Go on.
In his garage with a cell phone. And it takes all of those things to be recognized so that we can make great change. But I think this powerful meeting right here has to be held at a lot of different places. People have to hear what's on your mind so that we can make change.
Definitely.
So Hannick, what did you wanted to chime in on?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, the bridge part, just continue to educate yourself, like me, you know, and you and talking with you about and seeing you come along, like, you know, the way you present yourself to me is the way you present yourself out there with people that don't know you as well. So I see you doing doing good and the way we would communicate and things like that, and just asking the questions. Like you said, you know, just understanding what's going on and just educate yourself and be true to who you are. And that's it, man. You're doing a great job. Like, you know, from my experience dealing with you, I see exactly what you're, the question that you're asking. So keep it up.
Definitely. I greatly appreciate it because short story. In 2017, my dad had a heart attack, a massive heart attack and a stroke. And we were in Charlotte, the hospital, for like 2 months. And it's a sad story, but I told my mom that I wanted to knock down the barriers of life in between white people and Black people and Hispanic people, because we as people, we have to look past that and overcome that as a society, because it's a pretty sad situation when you just look at a person's skin color and not put your mind on them as a person. People have value besides their skin color, and that's the biggest thing in life, overcoming that and reflecting on the good things of what people are doing in life. And that's the key aspect of when you bring God into things. God is the biggest thing in life, and we as people have to accept that, and that's the thing. But
He's the glue. He's the glue.
Zach, you said something so strong just now, man. One word you said, and I said that a few months ago when they had the Black Lives Matter movement. And I say, my life, I ain't worried about my life matter. Do my life have value?
Amen.
You just said that, man. You know, it's the value, man. You know, it's you know, and that to me, that was the key thing, you know. And but you know, it's something like I said, they crucified Jesus Christ. So this been going on since mankind. You know, but like I say, change. I think change will come. I think it's that the next generation seeing it totally different from our parents and how we saw it. And I see my kids. I have my daughters right now. They're in medical school. They have 2 white roommates. You know, and they enjoying themselves, man. You know, and like you say, you know, but it's what you teach at home. You know, if you teach love will be shared outside your home. And you know, and that's something as Blacks. You know, we all, as Black men, had conversations about fathers and mothers that told us to watch out, but you wasn't taught prejudice because you had to worry about the electric bill being paid and other things. You was trying to survive, man. So I couldn't worry about Johnny or Megan, what they were doing in their house. We were just trying to keep our house good, you know, to work hard. So, but I think, like you said, now I may not live to see it, but I know change will come, man. It's gonna come.
I agree with that.
definitely.
I forgot to start singing Otis Redding in a second. Come on. Look, Dick say, don't do that, CNN.
Terry, do you have something to chime in on?
We said?
Terry, do you have anything to chime in on?
Man, I love the whole conversation, everything we talked about today. I think keep God in all things. It's going to get better. You know, we just got to continue to understand who we are as people and understand that, hey, we've been going through this for many years, coming from the days of coming on America's soil, even though it belongs to the Indians at the beginning, but we still have to come here and understand that we're still under the same roof, God's roof. And we just have to continue to remember that and surround yourself with good people. That's where you're going to always live a good life and live stress-free. And always remember how your parents raised you. Because every time I think about my parents, both of them is deceased, I always remember what they put into me. Treat people how you want to be treated. You'll go a long way in life. Never meet a stranger. So how would I have known? I would have been talking to people on the phone today like all of y'all. Everybody seems to have a great meaning and a great way of life, but we just have to continue to come together and make it that much better for the younger generation.
And I'm gonna say something quick about myself real quick. You know, for the last 9 months, you know, I've been sober from alcohol, and you know, I told myself, you know, coming from football, you know, having that life as far as the bridge, you know, I didn't understand. I didn't have no one to kind of guide me over as far as inside the union. But you know, my transition is really starting now. because, you know, I had to clear my mind of alcohol and things like that. And, you know, I took myself to the program. Like, I deal with anxiety and depression, but I was using alcohol to numb all those things. And me and Zach met a while back, a couple years ago, and I was telling him, you know, I had to get myself together. You know, I never fully committed to doing a program show with him because I knew that I was living the way I was living, far as just the drinking. I was more committed to that, you know, numbing myself because of, you know, dealing with certain things till I got educated on what I was dealing with anxiety, and, you know, I had to take medication for that. You know, a lot of stuff coming from football, but you know, I took a stance on making that change and sacrificing. Like I said, went to the program 30 days and continued from April 26th was the last day I had alcohol. And you know, going on, this is my 9th month. But just making that transition and knowing that having a platform, being a former player and being a parent, and just wanting to make a example for myself to be able to speak out there, because if I'm not doing the right things, I always told myself I can't go out there and speak and help others because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to. And I didn't want to look like a hypocrite. So I told myself, I'm going to get myself together. I'm going to put in the work as I do every day now. And that's why with Zach, you know, Zach understands what I've been going through dealing with that. But I wanted to put that out there, man, because it's beyond, you know, like you said, having kids and being a role model, being able to speak truth instead of one-sided behind closed doors, and putting myself in a good position. Because like you said, I wasn't taught about, you know, where I was raised wasn't about to be racist or anything like that. And having the team camaraderie, white, Spanish, black, whatever, Asian teammates, and having that, like you said, I missed that. And that helped me, you know, throughout. So I just had to make that decision to be a positive role model in the home to myself, and let it just hope it rubs off on others. And God gave me that wake up call and say, look, you were blessed. Do you want to put water on your flowers so they could grow, or do you want to let it sit in the sun and let it dry out? And I made that opportunity to sacrifice. The one thing that has always held me back was alcohol. I didn't smoke, didn't do drugs, didn't sleep around with a lot of women and things like that. That was my mentality. But the alcohol, for some reason, it was holding me back. And when I made that decision with God to give that up, my whole life changed. Relationships, the way my appearance looked. If you looked at me a couple months ago, you see a totally different person. But, you know, learning, and I watch Eric a lot on the shows, and I get that education. I look at him more from what he's doing now than how great of a football player he was growing up as a kid. And I look at him and get that motivation to do those things that he's doing now. And that's what I'm still learning to this moment, because I did the football thing. But I look at my life now, this is the most important thing that I ever done, was that sacrifice and giving up alcohol and things like that, to being able to be a great father, a great person, and to put that bridge and be a positive role model outside of football. And this is my biggest accomplishment, what I'm doing. And it's a one day at a time thing. And this is for the rest of my life. So it's every day I wake up, it's a new day. So I just want to let y'all know a little bit about
what's your name? What's your name? I'm sorry, I didn't get it. What's your name?
My name is Hannick Milligan.
Milligan? And where did you play at, Hannigan?
I got drafted by the Chargers. I played there 3 years. I was with Arizona, and I finished with the Rams. So I am a Rams fan, Eric, so you know. But yeah, St. Louis, that was my last year. I was with Isaac Bruce and them, and Torrey Holt them. It was my last year.
Well, I just want to commend you, man, on what you're doing and being sober and staying sober and just being the best that you can be. So I applaud you. We're gonna all put you in our prayers. I know I'm
appreciate it
on top, and just make sure we continue to pray for you, man, and just
thank you.
Most definitely, I want to second that, man, and that's big that you put that out there like that. I mean, it takes a real man to admit that you had a problem. I mean, most of us don't want to admit we got a problem. We try to hide it, you know, and try to deal with it ourselves. So, hey, brother, like you said, it's a struggle, I'm sure. I mean, all of us have our struggles, but, you know, thanks for sharing that with us.
I appreciate it, man.
Thank you too, man. I just wanted to tell you, man, that's big, man. that's a manly man statement, and your
Appreciate
comeback, man, is it's all up to God, man. I
That's
see
it.
you look
I
good,
appreciate
man.
it.
You look good. And let me
Appreciate it,
say
man.
this, man. Let me just throw this in there. That's one of the reasons why I got into my CBD business, because I got a lot of people that's dealing with anxiety. Man, I got professional athletes, I got teachers, elderly people that's dealing with it, man. So if anyone wants to know more about it, I would love to introduce you guys to some of my products that's helping with pain and sleep and things like that, man. And yeah, that wrist, I see you, Eric, bending that wrist over there. I got some pain cream that knocked that thing right out of there, man. So, man, if you guys are interested in talking more about some of these CBD products, because you're hearing a lot about them, I would love to educate you guys on some of that stuff.
Definitely.
I'm in Atlanta with you as well. I'm in Atlanta. I'm in Douglasville.
Oh, you in Douglasville? Okay. Yeah, good, man. Well, yeah, let's definitely talk about it, man.
Did you come to that big
I'm in
convention they had in New Orleans?
I'm in Marietta, so I love to help with anything you
Joe.
guys need for benefits life after the game.
Yeah.
Hey, Kurt.
Yeah.
Did you come to New Orleans a few years ago with the big convention they had? When it was just started, they had a big convention. People from all over the world that came down for
Yeah, for the CBD, yeah, I got invited out there, man. But it's funny that you say that, man. For me, I don't really like to be in them crowds of all the CBD introduction. I try to stand out. And one of the things that we do a lot of is education, because my old lady, she's a doctor. Okay. And so we get on the medical side of it. And like I said, I play sports, so I know the injuries, I know the impact, I know the anxiety, those things that I think, we're able to help people benefit from with that,
For sure. Well, guys, it's been a blessing to talk with each and every one of you, and may God bless you. And that concludes our show today.
Thank you.
What's up?
Okay, Zach.
Hey, everybody.
Good job, Zach.
Good job, Zach.
man.
Good seeing all you brothers.
Oh, y'all.
God bless
All right.
you guys.